Dear students, welcome back. In this session, now we are going to discuss about the dysfunctions of the temporomandibular joint. Many dysfunctions of the temporomandibular joint occur. Some are caused by the direct trauma, such as motor vehicle accidents or falls, and some other occurs as a result of poor postures for so many years, and also some oral habits such as bruxism, that means teeth grinding. So in the empty mouth also they will grind their teeth. Okay, that is one kind of habit, oral habit, which also cause damage to the temporomandibular joint. So there are many dysfunctions. Out of this, we are going to discuss about in this session or the articular disc displacement, and also degenerative conditions like osteoarthritis, and also hypermobility of the temporomandibular joint, and some inflammatory conditions in the temporomandibular joints. So these are the different kinds of dysfunctions we are going to discuss. So the first one we are going to discuss is articular disc displacement. The name itself indicates that. So the disc is displacing, so from its normal position. Okay. Articular disc displacement occurs when the articular disc subluxes, beyond the articular eminence. It will go beyond the articular eminence. You can see here. So beyond the articular eminence. Here also you can see beyond the articular eminence. So two conditions can result. So there are two conditions occurs by this articular disc displacement, or disc displacement with reduction, and disc displacement without a reduction. Here the reduction means, so what happens, so though it slips beyond the articular eminence, again it comes back to its into the socket, so into the fossa. So that kind of displacement is called reduction. In the case of without reduction, it will not come back. So it will be present like this only during jaw opening. So what happens, at this stage the patient is unable to close the mouth. Okay, so here in disc displacement with causes some clicking sounds during mouth opening and closing, whereas in without reduction the joint is locked in disc displacement without reduction. Now we will see how it happens. So if you will not treat this disc displacement with reduction, it will go into disc displacement without reduction stage. So at this stage only, so you have to take some treatment to temporomandibular joint, otherwise it will leads to disc displacement without reduction. Okay, now we will see how this clicking sound occurs. So a patient with anteriorly dislocated disc, so here This is the condition. So this is the normal disc position. So the disc and the condyle is in contact in the normal disc position. Here also you can see. So in the normal disc position, when the jaw is closed, so the disc and the condyle are in contact. Okay. So in the case of anteriorly dislocated disc, this is the anteriorly dislocated disc. It is not in contact with the condyle. So then what happens? So that patient is having an audible click. That means stuck sound is coming from temporomandibular joint opening. That means depression. And also a second sound is also occurred when mouth is closing. This is called as reciprocal click. So the patient can hear that sound, and a therapist and a doctor can feel that click by palpation at the temporomandibular joint. So why this click is occurring? In this situation, at rest, the condyle is in contact with the retrodiscal tissue. So here you can see, normally in normal position, the condyle is in contact with the disc, but when an anteriorly dislocated disc, so the condyle is contact with the retrodiscal tissue rather than the disc. Okay. On opening of the mouth, this condyle slips. The condyle slips under the disc to obtain a normal relationship with the disc. So when it slips down the articular disc, it creates a sound called as audible click, jaw clicking we can call it as. So the slipping causes audible click. Once the condyle is in the proper relationship with the disc, motion continues. So the motion continues normally through opening and closing, and also closing also, until the condyle again slips out from under the disc. So then what happens? So during opening it is in contact, okay, so with this articular disc. So during closing of the mouth, so this condyle will translate posteriorly and rotates posteriorly. So then during up to translation it doesn't have any problem, and rotation occurs, posterior rotation occurs. Then what will happen? The condyle slips back to its mandibular fossa, but the articular disc will not translate posteriorly. The articular disc will not rotate on the condyle. So again during closing, the slipping of the condyle into the mandibular fossa occurs. So then again another slipping is occurring during closing. Then you can hear another sound, another click sound is heard. Okay. Here, what do you mean by click? Here the click signifies that the condyle and the disc have lost its normal relationship. So when the click occurs early in the opening and late in closing, the amount of anterior displacement of the disc is very limited. If it occurs lately, then the severity of the disc is more. Then the severity of the dislocation is more. That means after opening, not at the starting of the opening. So after opening, then the click occurs, then it is having a severe dislocation. Okay, and we have to check out when these click sounds are occurring during opening and closing can determine the treatment prognosis. Can determine the treatment prognosis. That means if it is limited, so if you give treatment, so the patient will recover fastly. That is called prognosis. And in the case of severity in dislocation, it will take more time. Okay, that is called as treatment prognosis. How much time will take to recover for the patient is called as prognosis. Okay, now, so this is the thing happened. This is the thing happened when there is an anteriorly dislocated disc. So the same thing happened, the disc displacement with reduction. Reduction means again it is coming to its position, isn't it? Mandibular fossa. Then it is reduced. So this is the type of articular disc displacement with a reduction. If you are not treating this condition at this stage, it will leads to another condition called as disc displacement without reduction. So in this case, what will happen? The posterior attachments of the disc become overstretched and are unable to relocate the disc during mandibular depression, which results in the loss of reciprocal clicks. Then no clicks no click sounds are appeared. Okay, and then so these abnormalities are caused due to some abnormalities in the lateral pterygoid muscles, which includes hypertrophy, contracture, and atrophy of the superior and inferior bellies of the lateral pterygoid muscles. So, which leads to such kind of articular disc displacement. As we know that anteriorly it is related with pterygoid muscle, isn't it? Yes. So hypertrophy of this muscle indicates overactivity. So hypertrophy of this muscle indicates overactivity, which possibly leads to the excessive anterior dislocation, which leads to excessive anterior translation of the articular disc. Hypertrophy of this lateral pterygoid leads to excessive anterior translation of the articular disc. So when hypertrophy of a muscle occurs, when there is overactivity of the muscle, then it leads to hypertrophy. So that means the size of the muscle will increase. So when atrophy occurs, when there is a very limited activity or no activity, leads to atrophy of the muscle. Okay. So whether it is a chronic or acute disc displacement without reduction, though it may be an acute case or chronic case, if the disc displacement without reduction indicates that the disc will not relocate onto its mandibular condyle. So it will not relocate into mandibular condyle. So it will be present at the eminence itself. So it will not fall into the mandibular fossa. So in the reduction, it is having some contact with the mandibular fossa inside. But in the case of reduction, without reduction, there is no contact of the articular disc inside the mandibular fossa. Okay. So the patients with acute displacement without reduction will have limited mandibular motion, as a result of the disc creating mechanical obstruction to condylar motion rather than facilitating condylar translation. So such kind of thing causes mechanical obstruction to the condylar motion rather than facilitating condylar translation. So if the condylar motion is obstructed, then what will happen? Once if the mandibular elevation is not possible, and also individuals with disc displacement without reduction typically describe an inability to fully depress the mandible also. So this case occurs after opening of the mouth, then the patient will have difficulty in closing of the mouth. So, and also this is the case, but the patient will not fully depress the mouth. So the normal range is not maintained in such condition. Okay, and also the patient is having difficulty in performing some functional movements which involving in jaw, such as chewing, talking, and anning. Is all these functions are affected in the case of disc, whether it may be acute or chronic articular disc displacement without reduction. So this is about the articular disc displacement. In the next session, we are going to see the osteoarthritis of the temporomandibular joint. Thank you.